Hey guys, it's Melanie, and it has been way too long since my last video. I've been trying to race home from work every night to try to catch a little bit of daylight to be able to do some videos, but I have not had any luck. It's 5 o'clock right now, and I'll show you how dark it is outside. I'm sure it's dark where you are at 5 o'clock as well, but it's just pitch black out already, so I'm stuck with the horrible lighting, so I apologize for that. But I did want to get some of these reviews out just because a lot of the products that I've been using lately have definitely made their way onto my favorites list, so I wanted to be able to share those with you guys. The first review that I want to do is actually the comparison of the Sigmax flat top synthetic Kabuki, the F80, so this guy here. And I wanted to compare it to the Coastal Scents Bionic flat top Kabuki. So that's this one here. Doesn't have any labeling on it whatsoever. It's just a plain black handle. So these are the two compared next to each other. As you can see, the Sigma one appears to be a little bit taller, but when it comes to bristles, actually the Coastal Scents is just a little bit taller. So, is this one made in China as well? Doesn't say. This one's made in China. I don't know if that means anything, but anyway. So let me tell you what I like about each of these, and then tell you which one I actually prefer the most. So let's talk a little bit about the Sigma one. So I have used this personally on myself, and I have also used it on clients. And for myself, I've used it with liquid foundation as well as mineral foundation, and with clients I've used it with my Revlon Photo Finish foundation. It definitely applied very well. I think this is a better brush to use with liquid foundation, simply because the area is a little bit smaller. It's a little bit denser, so the foundation doesn't sink into the bristles here, and it just applies really smoothly. This is incredibly soft. I mean, it's like, I don't know what you would compare it to, just soft bunnies. I don't know. Feels like puppy fur. So it's just really soft. Every client that I've used this on has asked me what brush it was and where they can get it, because it feels like angels on their skin, is what one girl said. So anyway, I just use it to buff the foundation on, and then, you know, buff it out, make sure there's no streaks or anything like that. It applies liquid foundation beautifully. I don't like it as much for mineral foundation because I feel like it applies too much. So I use the Everyday Minerals Intensive Base, and when I have used this with that particular foundation, it's looked really heavy, and I've had to blend so much longer. And since I wear mineral foundation on a daily basis, this was not my favorite. So, but I absolutely love it with liquid foundation. So that's the Sigmax flat top synthetic Kabuki, the F80. And now let's talk a little bit about the Coastal Scents version of this and talk about the differences. And then, to be perfectly honest, I really like this one a lot better for at least what I need it for on a daily basis. So this Coastal Scents brush here, the Bionic flat top Kabuki, is not quite as dense. I mean, it's still really dense. It's just as soft, but the bristles are a little bit longer. And so I just find that when I'm applying my mineral foundation, this just allows me to, first off, get a bigger coverage area on my face, because you can see the difference between the two. Like, this just spreads the product so much more quickly than the Sigma one does. It also doesn't apply too much. When I work my foundation into the lid, so normally what you do is the swirl tap buff. So you get your mineral foundation into your lid, and then you just swirl it around in there and work it in there, and then tap off the excess, and then apply. This just does such a beautiful job of putting down an even layer, and it allows you to make your mineral foundation really buildable. So I can decide whether I want a heavier coverage or if I just want a light dusting of the mineral powder. So I love that about this brush. The fact that it covers more area, the fact that it works better with my mineral foundation, and the fact that this dries significantly faster than this does. This took close to 2 days to completely dry. This, I can wash it at 9 o'clock at night. Usually by 7 in the morning, it'll be ready to go again. And again, it's because the bristles aren't packed quite as densely as they are in the Sigma. It's not a huge deal. I only wash my brushes about once a week, so it's not a huge thing for me, but it is kind of nice. I also like the fact that this is a less expensive version of this. I've also used this with both my Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse as well as my, and I don't even know if Origins makes this anymore, this shows you how old this is, my Origins Reflection Perfection Mattifying Face Makeup. So this is a liquid. So I've used it with both of those. It applies really well. The product does tend to get a little bit deeper into the bristles because, again, they're not as tightly packed, but you know, if you wash it really well, it comes clean very quickly. So anyway, so that's the comparison between the two. I really definitely prefer the Coastal Scents flat top buffer brush. That being said, I'm glad that I have the Sigma version, just because it does work so well for, you know, my photo shoots. So it's a good brush to have, but I think if I were to have to get rid of one, it would probably be the Sigma, and I would absolutely stick with the Coastal Scents. So anyway, there you have the comparison between the two. I don't think that I left anything out, but if you have any further questions about either of these two brushes or how they compare, definitely leave me a comment below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.